as they're setting up, I am watching them, I'm weighting them, I can see what they're doing, and because of my understanding of the game, I can see what they're trying to set up to do. I don't know them, I don't know their playing style or their strategic style as players, but if I do have any kind of talent as a basketball player, it's on the mental end. I always say I would be a much better coach than I ever would be a player. So as they're setting up, I'm just sort of standing in my defensive stance, sort of waiting for them to execute what I already know they're going to execute. But that's not to say anything against them. It's just I am just mentally talented when it comes to understanding the game. That's the first condition. So I'm sort of getting bored from a mental standpoint, waiting for them. The second condition is once they actually started executing and applying the strategy they were trying to execute, then mentally, that's when it seemed to speed up. So it's like slowly waiting for them to execute, and then they're executing. That's because, from a mental standpoint, everything's moving in slow motion for me. But from a physical standpoint, once they start actually executing, and because I'm so under-conditioned and they're half my age, once they started imposing themselves physically, that's when the game sped up for me mentally, because physically I couldn't keep up, and because of that, mentally the game accelerated in those quick moments. So the game mentally moved slowly for me until action actually picked up, and then it was like, okay, I know what they were trying to do. I can see and understand what they're actually doing right now in the present as the play is starting. But because physically I can't keep up, mentally the game is starting to fly by. Whereas like in the past, if I were still young and an active player, as the play was developing, the play itself would still be moving in relative slow motion in my mind. But because physically I can't keep up, it accelerates in the quick moments of the game. Ideally, you'd want the entire game to play out slowly for you so you can completely understand not only what's happening right now, but what's probably going to happen next. But it's much more average and common that the game's just going to move at a steady, understandable pace without going slowly and boringly. That just means that you'll see the game as it's happening. It'll be happening at like 1x speed, and that's good enough for you to understand what's happening and have a decent idea of what's probably going to happen next. If in your mind the game is moving at 1.25 speed or faster, then that means you don't have a grasp of strategy and an understanding of the game yet to be able to have that 1x speed. Because the more you understand the game, the more you understand strategy, the more you understand player psychology, the slower the game becomes. And that gives you more time to understand and prepare and to exploit mistakes. So if you find yourself in that position where the game is moving so fast and you're so confused and you feel like you can't keep up from a mental standpoint because everything's just so fast and chaotic out here in your mind, that's okay. It happens to most new, younger players. It's just a matter of getting experience and dealing with that experience in real time. And then afterwards, reflecting on what happened in the game. Hopefully you have game tape of what happened. Go back, study that game tape, see what happened, see how and why it happened. The more you do that, the more understanding you have, and just naturally, the slower the game becomes in your mind.